Hi Noisettes, how are you doing? Hope you've had a really great week. Hope you didn't manage to fall out with anybody either. If you missed that reading from last week, then the link is at the end of this video. Check it out. So let's see what we've got going on this week then. So our first card is the Knight of Athames. We've had him before, haven't we? Fairly recently, I think. Not a bad card. Let's see what comes up with it. Our second card is the Six of Chalices. Nice card. I really like that one. It's one of my favourites. And finally, the Knight of Wands. Another nice card. Interesting to see that we've got two knights. I'm just going to move these out of the way and shuffle these over a bit so that we avoid the glare from the light and so that you can see them a bit better. See if I can zoom in a bit as well. Okay, so it's a bit complicated, I have to say. The two knights together suggest something to do with a change in direction, but they also together have some reference to an old friend or old friends. And that's always the case when there are two knights together. That might well fit with the Six of Chalices, because the Six of Chalices is a nostalgia card and it's all about our past. Okay, I'm going to go through them and then we'll see where we are. So I'm going to start with the Knight of Wands. And the Knight of Wands basically is saying that we are going to be taking a new direction. This can be work related, so it could be a completely new career, or it could just be a different direction within the job that we are currently employed or with our current employer. And normally we can usually tell which case that is depending on the other cards that are in the reading, but the other cards in the reading aren't really giving me anything about that. So I'm thinking that they might not necessarily be telling us about our work life. It could mean a new direction in terms of our relationships. It could be in terms of a new home. Maybe we're having to relocate for some reason. But whatever this new direction is, whether it relates to work, relationships, or where we live, prosperity and success are indicated in this card. So it's a good card. It's nothing to worry about. So I'm going to move on then to the Knight of Athames, because this relates the most, I would say, to the Knight of Wands. And basically the Knight of Athames is about the mindset that we need in order to do the things that are kind of brought about by this card. So this is the physical, we're actually going to change direction in some way in our lives. This is more what's going on inside of us. So the skills that we need, maybe if it is job related, then this is saying that we have the skills that we need to make the change to a new career or to a slightly different path than the one that we're on in our job. We have courage, we have determination, we have decisiveness. And this card is saying that once we've made up our minds to make the change in direction, that we are going to be very decisive about it, we're going to be very sure about it, and we're going to move swiftly once that decision's been made. So the Six of Chalices then is about, it can be about a reunion or an unexpected crossing of paths with an old friend. And given that the other two knights also indicate a reunion with an old friend, we have to kind of really pay heed to this. But this card, the Six of Chalices, it's all about remembering the past fondly and maybe feeling a bit melancholy, longing for those days gone by. So if it is the case that we're going to meet somebody from our past or be reacquainted with somebody from our past, it's possible that that's going to dig up some old memories, and we may end up chatting and reminiscing and feeling, like we wish we could go back to the old days. I'm really having trouble disentangling the influence of the Six of Chalices, the influence of this person from the past, what's going on in the reading, because the way I see it is that we've got three major options regarding this person from the past. The first option is that this person is a passing influence in our life and they have no bearing on the change in direction that's been predicted by the Knight of Wands. That would be the first option, that the two things are completely separately. We're going to either get a new career or a new role at work or a new relationship, but that's going to be nothing whatsoever to do with this person that we reconnect with. That would be the first option. The second option would be that this person from our past is actually the cause of our change in direction. I'm thinking something along the lines of maybe we reconnect with this person and they convince us to go with them in their work life and maybe work for them. That would be one example. Or maybe this is somebody that we want to rekindle a relationship with, and so they take us away from what we currently have into something new. So that would be another example of how they might cause the change in direction. The third alternative is that the change in direction that we've decided to make causes us to reconnect with the person from the past. So, for example, let's say we decided to change career completely and we've gone along to our new job in our new chosen career, and lo and behold, there's this person that we used to know from long ago. That would be one example. Or maybe if we've decided to leave the current relationship that we're in and head off on our own, maybe along the way somewhere, then we reconnect with this person from our past. Maybe we find ourselves moving home for some reason and we find that, oh, what do you know? One of our neighbours is somebody that we used to know. So those are the three alternatives really, and I can't say for sure from these cards which one is the most likely. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pull another card just to see if I can clarify the situation. So the fourth card that I'm going to pull from the deck is the Five of Athames. What do you know? Didn't this come up last week? Didn't we say it was about a falling out or a conflict or a disagreement with somebody? Okay, so what on earth does that mean then? Well, this new direction that we're taking could just be a new way of thinking about this situation. So if we've had a falling out with somebody who's been a long-standing friend and we're no longer speaking, I'm thinking that this new direction that we're taking is us having had time to calm down, and now we're thinking about how to proceed. I think we've probably considered all of our shared past, which would come from this. So we've thought about the situation we were in when we had this falling out. We've longed for the days when we got on really well and everything was hunky-dory and there was no falling out and there were no disagreements. And we're finding ourselves feeling all melancholy about it. And it's coming up to Yule, it's coming up to Christmas, and we're feeling all festive and all the rest of it. So that could be what this is all about. If we haven't dealt with this situation, with this falling out with this person, then I think it is probably now a good time, with the season of goodwill and all that. It's as good an excuse as we're going to get to now put that right. And if we have been finding ourselves longing for our past relationship, then we have to make the first move and put that right. So these are our very interesting cards for this week. Don't often get such interesting readings as that lately. So overall then, be decisive about this change in direction. Once we've made up our minds, let's do it. Just go for it, because the indications are positive from all these cards. The indications are positive. And I think that if we decide to offer that olive branch, then it's likely to be accepted. And let us just draw the line under that, under this disagreement that we've had, and put it to bed and move on. If it's about changing direction in other areas of our lives, work lives or romantic relationships or whatever, fine. The indication is still good, still successful, and we've still got all the skills and qualities that we need to see it through. So it looks like a good week. So go ahead, go have a really great week, and I will see you again here next Monday for our last reading before Christmas. See you then.